Nope. Frank is.
What's going on? Welcome back. 3rd and 20 Dynasty stock market. Linus, I gave you a second there to intro, but then you were eating a sandwich or something.
I forgot I was introing, so I took a last bite out of my sandwich.
This guy.
See what's happened to this segment without the true king.
Oh, the true king.
Without the rightful heir on top.
I'm coming. Don't worry. I'm finally starting to get
Any
positive
man
points.
who must say I am king is no true king.
This guy.
That's a good one. All right, so I guess one quick change. I've put our respective face boxes next to our respective teams to make things a little bit easier. Don't know why I didn't do that from the start. Lunas once again had the biggest week, up 919, followed by JT up 470, then me at 379, and the guy who's not here
Hiding.
JT called him this week's loser. Jake referred to himself as the smallest winner. Take that how you will.
He's hiding. He loses to me in the home league. Now he's dipping
he in
on the
place now?
stock
Have you
market.
had him yet,
No, it's close though.
I'm waiting for you to pass him.
I have passed him before. It's just he's widened the gap a few weeks because Treyland did not.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, so I'm down by like a little under 3K to Jake.
No, sorry, I'm trying to position this the best way on the screen. We can get into biggest risers and fallers, I guess. Then.
Okay.
Let me get this in here.
Devontae Smith probably at the top of the risers.
Yeah, gotta be.
Short. I guess we're gonna start off with biggest fallers.
Okay.
Justin Jefferson, one of the biggest fallers. I guess he just went from one of like the top overall dynasty assets to. I mean, he still is, but just not the cream of the crop. Number one.
He's still the number 4 asset.
It does feel like a little bit of an overreaction to 2 bad games.
And same thing with Justin Herbert, but I guess that's just what you're going to get on Keep Trade Cut.
Justin Jefferson had 2 bad weeks. We're into week 4 now, right? He's still like the 5th highest fantasy scorer just based off his week 1 performance. So yeah. I don't know why we're going crazy on Justin Jefferson here, but
what? But Justin Fields is the biggest one. I think
feels warranted.
So
Herbert and his cracked ribs are third. That also, I think, makes sense.
Darrell Henderson. I'll tell you what, Lunas, you sold Darrell Henderson already, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you credit. You timed him pretty well. I hope.
Yeah,
not.
I did.
He's ceding snaps to Cam Akers again. It's the classic case. You get week 1 Henderson and then Cam Akers. Is Darrell Henderson the new Sammy Watkins? That is what I want to know.
Darrell Henderson was like an RB1 through like 10 weeks last season.
What I'm interested in on this list though is that Michael Thomas has gone firmly under a first-round pick again. There seemed to be a window where he was worth potentially a late first, but that window is shut. I guess we can go with the biggest risers. I'm sorry, by the way, I'm a little bit sick right now, so it might sound a little off. Unsurprisingly, it's Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson, the 2 guys just kind of running fantasy football. Some of the Browns went up. And, I mean, that's an interesting team right now because it looked like after week 1, a lot of the Browns dipped because everyone thought, oh, shit, this is exactly what we feared in a Jacoby Brissett Browns offense. But then the past couple of weeks, that offense has actually been like operating very well and very efficiently. It's not necessarily one of those super high, we're going to run a lot of tempo and a lot of plays, but Jacoby Brissett's been completing well over 50%, 60% of his passes. They've been able to run the ball well. What do you guys think about some of these Browns players like Cooper, Njoku, the running backs, and even Jacoby Brissett right now?
Just a lot of overreaction on both sides. I mean, Chubb is the running back 1, I believe, on the year currently in terms of points scored. But I just think for someone that is, I wouldn't say reliant on touchdowns, but he doesn't really catch the ball a whole lot. Kareem Hunt does get a decent amount of those high value rushing attempts. It feels like Nick Chubb is at this point again overpriced.
I think
Yes, Lawrence?
Nick Chubb is someone that I'd be like shopping in a few leagues if I had him. Not that I
Yeah.
don't think he's good. I think you can make the case he's the best pure rusher in football. Like in terms of we're just talking like actual like forget fantasy, like if we're just talking the NFL sake. It's just if you're in a half PPR or full PPR league, like his upside is it's like limited. Like he's leading the NFL in rushing right now, and it's still like you're like kind of hoping for a touchdown just because I don't know, like the lack of catches. If I can get a really good return, like I like the idea someone threw out yesterday. If you could somehow, maybe there's a piece or two on the side of each, but like turn Nick Chubb into a Brees Hall, I think that's like a phenomenal trade.
Amari Cooper, I think, was undervalued where he was. Now, obviously, he shot up
I still think
820.
he's
I don't
undervalued.
think he is at this point. I think he's valued about right where I'd have him. He's still 28 years old. I don't think he's going to actually put up a wide receiver 1 season. I think he's wide receiver 2.
Do you think it's going to go up though after like 2 weeks with Deshaun Watson? I don't think he's like
the issue with Deshaun, when Deshaun Watson comes back, you're going to be like, I think it's week 13, and I think that's right around when fantasy football playoffs start. Maybe it's week 14.
playoffs,
So it's kind of like the reactions then are not going to be that crazy, especially you'll have a whole 12 weeks prior of what you've seen from Amari Cooper. It's not we're reacting after each week. Basically, we have a whole 3 months worth of data to look at. Yeah.
Season.
David Njoku, I with how David Bell hasn't really seemed to be panning out yet. The other guys not being great in Donovan Peoples-Jones, Anthony Schwartz. I think David Njoku does have a clear path to being that second target on this team, which actually could be very valuable. I think coming out, he was a good prospect. He just never seemed to put it together. And if this is actually him putting it together now, I think it's fair to see his price go up a bunch. But yeah, that's the Browns. But speaking of that game, you also have George Pickens as one of the highest risers. I mean, it was a great catch, but I feel like that's all his value is basically just in that one catch. We've seen what Mitch Trubisky has been doing so far. Frank, you're the Steelers fan. It's not pretty in Pittsburgh. I don't know. Having George Pickens
I think
above.
part of that too is because we're seeing a big rise out of Romeo Doubs. I think a lot of that is just because of the reports that, he had a decent game last week. It wasn't anything crazy, but he was good. And now you're getting the reports that he's going to be the number 1 receiver. Apparently, he's going to be peppered with targets. His Vegas line is decent, but his price has already reacted as if he's kind of put up those numbers, and it'll just keep going up more.
This is
saw
Dobbs
that one
about, right?
Yeah, it was Dobbs.
Yeah.
Now going on to Pickens. The one catch, all of a sudden his fantasy price is skyrocketing. I think it's a lot of people just trying to confirm their priors more so than anything. Victory lapping. They might have just taken their player in the rookie draft and seem to just be more prone to vote for the younger players and keep trade cut. Because I think most of the good performing rookies, outside of a select few, you can make an argument that they're just slightly overpriced, every single one of them.
Do you think, all the rookies?
Other than a select few, I think a heavy dose of them are slightly overpriced.
Like, do you think like Garrett Wilson's being overpriced?
I think Garrett Wilson's one of the only ones where he's not.
Like him in London.
The top 4, I would say, of Hall, London, Wilson, and Burks, I think are fairly priced or maybe even underpriced.
Burks, you could definitely argue, is underpriced.
Yeah, and then the rest, I would say, I would agree, probably overpriced. Maybe not Sky Moore now at this point.
I don't know. I think that Burks is even slightly overpriced, if we're being honest with you.
Really?
I think
he's like wide receiver 26, right?
Is he? I think when he's gotten playing time and what he's done with it has been very encouraging. It's just we need him to see. Okay, it's the same thing as Rashad Bateman. I need to see more.
So Treyland Burks is wide receiver 25. He's right below Sutton and Gabriel Davis, and he's right
about Gabe Davis.
And he's right above Hollywood Brown and Jahan Dotson.
Well, all right. I'm very conflicted on the players he's around. Dotson feels very overpriced.
Let's just take Sutton and Hollywood. I think that you can make an argument that both Burks and Dotson are slightly overvalued. Just because I think that someone like Hollywood, while Burks has that upside over Hollywood, maybe it's just I like what I've seen out of Hollywood so far on the Cardinals, getting absolutely peppered with targets.
Didn't he have like 17 last week?
Yeah, I was gonna say with those guys, I think I would take Hollywood over both the rookies, but I'd take Burks over Sutton.
I guess
he's probably pretty fairly priced.
I think he's okay.
I think that's a pretty decent take. Yeah,
I think it's more so Hollywood's underpriced.
But I'm seeing, listen, Olave's been great. Don't get me wrong, but I'm seeing him as potentially a top 40 dynasty asset. I'm just not willing to go that far.
It was like receiver 15, I think.
I'm pretty sure London is starting to get into the territory of one of the top 30 players in dynasty.
He is. He's at 20. I can tell you right now. London is wide receiver 8. He's right above and pretty much equal value to an early 2023 first. He's slightly ahead of Breece Hall and T. Higgins. He's right behind Saquon and Trevor Lawrence. Garrett Wilson is wide receiver 14. He is a bit ahead of a 2022 early first. He's right behind Debo and CD Lamb, and he's right ahead of Nick Chubb, Devontae Adams, Olave. Olave being over Devontae Smith is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's a different argument for a different day, though. Let's get into the moves here.
Okay.
All right.
What do we got for moves, gentlemen?
You want to get Jake's out of the way?
Yeah, right off the bat, we'll do Jake's.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'm down for that.
All right. So if someone can do the screen, I'll read it from the transaction tracker. Jake is selling Clyde Edwards-Helaire, his guy Russell Wilson, and I believe someone that we're all going to be selling, Sterling Shepard, towards ACL. Not great.
No, I'm keeping him. That's how good I am.
I think
I'll keep him on my team and still just maintain my lead.
Then we got cocky Lunas. Here it is.
Hold on, the banks for these are fucked up. Give me a second.
Oh, I can help if needed.
Gotta update the banks. They're still hard coded.
Yeah. Got mine.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
And who's he buying?
So he sold CEH, Russ, and Sterling Shepard, and he's buying Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson is an interesting one. I was thinking about him, but I don't know if first game back at Pittsburgh, that defense.
Yeah, it's not going to be great, but I already have him on my team. I don't really want to sell him. He's buying Zach Wilson, Brian Robinson, and he's sticking with the Robinsons, and he's going with Wan'Dale Robinson. There's let me see.
Is Kadarius Toney coming back this week?
Great question. I mean, if I'm the Giants, I would hope so, with Sterling Shepard now being out.
Because I know him and it was a hamstring injury. I'm gonna try even Wan'Dale. I don't know if he's coming back this week. I'll look it up because I think that's interesting.
I think it's a weird time to buy Wan'Dale, but yeah, those are Jake's moves. That was all he had for us.
All right, I'm going to sell Sterling Shepard as well, just to start.
Yeah, I'll do that as well. I'll take him off.
I'm going to also sell Jordan Mason.
That was a tough one. Even I have Jordan Mason in our home league. I was not into the Jordan Mason buy.
I'm going to sell T. Higgins. That was kind of like I'm just going to buy him for last week sort of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to sell DK.
Oh. I was considering buying him this week.
We keep Kyle Pitts. Keep Juju. Christian Kirk Truthers assemble. Are we selling him right now at this value? This is pretty fucking high.
I don't have him, but I would sell him at this value. I'm
selling him at this value.
I agree.
He's playing at Philadelphia.
Well over a first.
He's playing at Philadelphia next week too. I don't know how much they'll keep on the inside, but I'm guessing Darius Slay is going to follow him for a good amount of that game. I could see him taking a dip this week.
I'm gonna write a letter to all my investors like Michael Burry did in that fucking movie. What's it called?
Oh,
The Big
The
Short
Big
or
Short?
whatever.
The Big
Yeah.
Short. Yeah.
I'd be like, thanks for your investment in Christian Kirk. And it's like
So
only thing is I slightly gained value on my dynasty teams.
Anyone else you're selling?
I don't know. You guys think I should sell anyone else? Should I get on Kyle Pitts?
No,
but
I was
I'm
actually
selling
thinking about
Juju.
buying Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I'm gonna diamond
You
hand
should
Juju
you
and
should
Kyle
just
Pitts.
fucking cut your losses on Fuller. It's just a 50-point handicap every single week.
It's
Oh wait,
tough.
no, I'm looking at Jake. Sorry.
Right.
No, I like all those guys. Honestly, I'd keep all of
I have no idea who I'm gonna buy.
them. I mean, I can make some sells and buys. Maybe I'll inspire you. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna sell Christian Kirk. Was anyone? I can do it on my end. Okay, you got it. I'm gonna sell CEH. I don't even have to buy God when I have him. I'm gonna sell Sterling Shepard. Gonna sell Kamara. I think that's it for my sells for right now.
Okay.
Maybe I'll think about Miles Sanders. I'll see if I want to get anyone.
All right. So then I will do my sells. So like everyone here, I sold Sterling Shepard. I'm also going to sell Alvin Kamara. I'm selling Juju. Off the train for right now. I'm going to sell Darrell Williams. It's funny that he went up despite him not
playing.
James Conner was playing, but whatever. I'll take the free 64 points. I'm going to keep CD. I still like CD. I'm going to hold on to Michael Gallup, basically a Cowboys guy right now. I am going to sell Drake London. I think he's very good, but he's pretty high up right now. OBJ I'll hold. Zach Wilson I'm definitely going to hold. Michael Gallup coming back from the ACL I'm also going to hold. TD I just said. Evan Ingram, he should have caught that touchdown. I thought he had a touchdown last week. I think his value would have boomed more. The Commanders are playing the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz is going to be buried into that field. But I think I'm still going to hold on to Logan Thomas. Or Carson Wentz, though. That dude's not going to survive Michael
Parsons. I'm fucking eat him alive.
All right.
I can start some of my buys.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with Hollywood Brown, Marquis Brown.
Interesting. After the 17 target game,
I think he's still underrated.
He is pretty cheap. I mean, where Frank just said he was.
He's like wide receiver 26. I think he can pass guys like Sutton.
I think the Cardinals need to fire Cliff Kingsbury before any of these players go up a decent amount.
I agree. Okay, so Marquise Brown. Gonna get Michael Gallup.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, Michael Gallup is just a screaming buy right now.
Mm-hmm.
At 2,800.
Yeah, 100%.
Let me my another one. I'm gonna get J.K. Dobbins.
Okay.
Dobbins was one I was thinking about. I don't like. Are you not scared about a potential slow start?
I think they gave him his 1 week to kind of ramp up, and now we're gonna start to see him going. I wasn't gonna buy him the first week he came back, but then the second week forward, I'm on board. I need to write down Marquise Brown.
I have you as having 25.59 in the bank.
25.59. Do I have enough to get the guy that I want? No, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna sell Miles Sanders this week. I'll come back to him later this season.
Selling Miles Sanders, okay.
Yeah, the Jags actually have the number one run defense. Like they made Jonathan Taylor struggle. I mean, the Chargers don't run the ball in general. They have a good front seven. I'll come back to Sanders after this week. And plus, he's gone up a decent amount for me. He's gone up from like RB 32 to RB like 23 or something.
Mhm.
Did you delete Sanders? Oh, okay, I'll delete him.
And
And then
very conflicted.
I'm gonna buy him now before when he comes back and he starts going up. I'm gonna get Jameson Williams.
Right.
Now I have 1,400 left. I'll decide something in a sec. One of you guys can make moves.
All right, I'll start with mine. First guy I'm gonna buy, opposite of Jake, who sold him, I'm gonna buy Russell Wilson. Look, it's been gross in Denver. Honestly, more than gross. But I think you had Judy, who was injured last week, and you're going up against one of the top defenses in the league. Now you have one of the worst secondaries in the league in the Raiders. With the Judy that's going to be healthier, Cortland Sutton, and just another week of them meshing. I just refuse to believe Russell Wilson is a 4,300 keep trade cut caliber player. That's putting him in the same tier as like I was looking at earlier. I think he was below like AJ Dillon.
Real quick, I think this is interesting that no one's got him because I was considering him. DJ Moore's wide receiver 35, and no one's.
He's on my list of players I'm considering. It's just with DJ Moore. If Christian McCaffrey's out, I think like you're gonna have to feed him targets. They're playing Arizona, right? Or is that wrong? Who are the Panthers playing?
I don't think they're playing Arizona. They might be actually. I don't know. Let me double check.
Yeah,
I think they are playing Arizona. Yeah,
that's the start. I'm sitting for you. That's why I knew that. I'm thinking about getting DJ Moore, but sorry, where was I going with Russell Wilson? Oh yeah, Russell Wilson's below like Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, all these like good receivers, but they're not like a top tier quarterback like Russell Wilson can be. So I'm gonna get Russell Wilson. But speaking of Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, those guys, I'm gonna get Julio Jones back. He was one of the biggest fallers last week, and it was just because he was injured. Like, dude, when he was healthy, looked really good. It seems like he's limited in practice this week, but to me, that means he's probably playing. I think Todd Bowles even said he's playing. So I'm gonna buy Julio. Now the question is, at some point, I am going to want to buy. It's gross. It's dirty. It's kind of cheating. Deshaun Watson is just super undervalued, but he went down again this week. We know when he's coming back. It's week 13, so I guess I'm just gonna still wait on that and not get him. Frank sold DK Metcalf. I kind of like DK Metcalf this week. They're playing the who are they playing? I did in the start him, sit him. Geno Smith is actually a start. They're playing Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna buy him back.
All right, welcome to the club. Yeah, I'm gonna get DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf, it was still in like he was in the conversation as for a wide receiver 3 for me this year before the season started. I get Seattle's not looking great, but he's playing against the Detroit defense that's pretty awful. He's like 600 points basically below CeeDee Lamb. I think he's in that kind of tier player. So I'll take DK Metcalf. And then I'm going to hold off for a little bit with this 5K and try and figure out what I'm going to do.
All right, I've got some buys here. Let me just finalize one of them. I'm not going to get this guy. Does anyone know the status on Michael Thomas?
I heard it's. I don't think it was ankle. I think it was.
Yeah, like a toe injury.
Yeah, and I don't think it was that bad. I think he should be playing this week.
Okay, I've got some buys for you. First player I'm buying is CeeDee Lamb.
Welcome. All are welcome to this.
I'm gonna follow my rule and fade the Commander secondary. I'm gonna rebuy DK Metcalf.
CD is a good buy.
Because, like JT said, I'm going to be fading the Lions. I'm also going to be adding in Tyler Lockett.
Oh, doubling down.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, betting on players to score points against the Lions isn't a bad move. I only have 5,300 left. That's kind of annoying. Well,
I'm in that same kind of.
I have a couple of players that I want to get. One of them is Dallas Goddard, 100%.
I believe Dallas Goddard is a sit this week for me in the stardom sit.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that Dallas Goddard should be a player that is getting close to a first-round pick right now. I understand why people in Dynasty don't want to pay that, but this is keep trade cut land, and I think that he should be starting to creep up above the likes of. Well, I mean, he's right next to Kirk Cousins, and I think realistically speaking, in these tight end premium leagues, I would rather have Goddard than Kirk Cousins. Goddard is starting to look like a tight end one, whereas Kirk Cousins is still Kirk Cousins. He's exactly what you expected him to be.
That's true.
Whereas Dallas Goddard has definitely gone up. So I'm going to buy him. That leaves me with 1,500. I don't think that's enough for Isaiah McKenzie, is it?
It might be, honestly. Isaiah McKenzie. I can't imagine he's that much.
I think I spelled his name wrong. No, he's at 2K.
Oh, really? Wow.
The Bills are another team I think are just going to have a crazy week, right? They got beat last week, had some poor execution offensively. I think this is a week where they go crazy. So this is going to be a big test for my Dawson Knox belief. It was kicked down early, but I'm willing to let it slide if he starts getting incorporated more in the passing game this week. If he's still going to get out targeted and not run routes in the passing game for the likes of these Isaiah McKenzies of the world, then I am firmly off the Dawson Knox train. But this is my last week.
You don't have him in this though, right? You don't have him in this.
No, I don't. I've got. Okay. I don't know what to spend 1,500
on. I have two moves I want to make quick.
Okay.
The first one is selling T. Higgins.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you guys on CD. I think CD's a good choice, and T. Higgins made the jump we expected him to. We thought it was crazy that he was like wide receiver 15. He's back up to wide receiver 8. Is where around he should be. And he got me my points. So now I wait for CD Lamb to go up. And Frank, this was my suggestion. What I was about to say for what you should do with your last about 1,400. I'm getting Odell.
Are you getting Odell? I just picked up Tyler Conklin. I mean, you talk about a guy that's just been completely under the radar but performing.
No, it's just Odell Beckham. Actually, You're right. Isn't he like tight end like 4 or 5 on the year?
Yeah, and it's not like he's just a tight end, not a tight end, a touchdown merchant, right? Like this guy's actually getting a good amount of targets.
Yeah.
See, I was scared that with last week and CJ Uzomah being back, that's when we see the true rotation from the Jets, but that really didn't damper his target share in the offense, it seemed like. So I think, honestly, with seeing that, I'm willing to bet at 1,400 points that Tyler Conklin is here to stay.
The problem is you had an injured Corey Davis, and I'm just trying to pull up here. Yeah, Joe Flacco leads the league in pass attempts by double digits. I don't think that's going to continue. So that's kind of where I just don't see Tyler Conklin having any production in the coming weeks. Like, I think Zach Wilson's not going to feed him like what Joe Flacco was doing.
Yeah, stay Hayden.
I've always been a Tyler Conklin here. Look, if the team has Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore as our 2 main receivers and then Corey Davis as their 3rd, I just don't see Tyler Conklin actually being productive unless you have Joe Flacco passing for 60 times a game, which obviously is now no longer going to be the case. So I don't know. It's the same.
That's all my buys.
That's why I was hesitant to get Garrett Wilson this week. I wanted to, but I was like, I want to see how it looks with Zach.
Yeah,
Wilson
he's actually a
and,
sit on the start him, sit him.
And this isn't the week to be like, oh, let's see first game back, and it's what do we play? On the road against Pittsburgh. Like that's a brutal comeback. First place to play as a quarterback. So I want to see it before I put my money into it.
Yeah, so I'm still
I'm a Garrett
sitting
Wilson
on.
believer though.
I also am a Garrett Wilson believer. I'm still sitting on
5,700.
Yeah, and the problem is, it's like fool me once, shame on me. That whole thing with DJ Moore. It's how many times am I willing to get fooled by DJ Moore and just buying him?
The Baker man.
That's another one. Fool me once, Baker.
Yeah.
I don't think I can.
I think with DJ Moore, it's about predicting the week that he does kind of come back, because he was missed on some plays, and the execution of that offensive group in general has been kind of rough. But we saw them last week, I think, execute at a level that was just definitely better than the first 2 weeks.
You do have enough room for Deshaun Watson if you wanted to make that move, but I don't know why you would do it this week when you can wait.
That's the thing. I think it's just you kind of just parking value for now.
Who else was I considering? I was considering Deontay Johnson. I think he's going to go off against the Jets.
Might buy a few penny stocks here and just hope for boom bust kind of performances.
Okay.
And by that, I'm looking at like, what shot am I buying, Mitch?
Sky.
Yeah. No,
I was thinking, what about?
I'm buying Geno.
That's a good buy. That's a good buy. What about someone like Kenny Pickett? His value is at about 4,200. Where does he go up to if he's the starter?
I think it's already happening.
Yeah,
like he hasn't played a snap with just Trubisky playing like as he has. He's gone up. Like he was like QB 20 or 21 entering the season. He's QB 14 now.
Yeah, he's like right next to Russell Wilson in terms of keep trade cut points, and I think that's crazy.
I was gonna say like that starter boost you're talking about has already been happening.
Holy shit, Russ is at 43.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get in on the Russ train.
Excuse me,
Jake's selling him at
do
this
I have
price.
to get in on Russ?
I don't know. It'd be like Jake and get out of Russ on Russ.
Yeah, I don't want to be the only one out.
40.
Jake's out. Jake's out too. He sold him this week.
I know, but I'm better.
Which I thought was crazy. That's true. 4,300 for Russ, I think is just crazy. That's what I was trying to say earlier. All right, I'm not buying Tyler Conklin. I just trashed him. Van Jefferson. When is Van Jefferson supposed to be back?
A couple of weeks, not yet.
He got put on IR.
He got put on IR,
one,
so
right? it's not going to be
minimum like three more weeks. Yeah.
All right, so I'll hold off on Van Jefferson too. Just saw CMC wasn't practicing.
Dude, should we all just get Ben Skoranek?
I don't really want to.
How much is
last time we all went in on someone, he tore his ACL. I don't know if we should.
I don't know if I want to follow you guys.
Well, we have a lot of power now.
Yeah.
We have a guaranteed way to get misfortune on someone.
Yeah. It's brutal. There's a lot of penny stocks I'm kind of interested in, right? Like Samaje Perine, if Joe Mixon ever got hurt, I think that's a huge boom.
What if you just did the backup RB strat?
It's a dangerous game though, because they're probably going to just lose value as they don't get any touches.
I thought Tom Brady was super cheap. I was actually looking at him. He's only at 2,600.
He's just got no upside.
Yeah, he didn't have any.
He does have upside. He's been playing without receivers, but the past 3 years he's thrown like 45 touchdowns every single season.
Like his upside is capped at going up at max like 900. Yeah, and that's the perfect case scenario. He goes up to like an early second valuation. People aren't shelling out first for Brady, bro.
He's below a late second though.
Who's in D play this week? I know
the Titans, I believe.
All right.
Okay, which of these dollar stocks do I like?
I think I'm gonna
Chenault, your guy?
Jonathan Taylor wasn't practicing. No, I wouldn't get Chenault. It's hard buying a player after they just score a touchdown. I think I'm gonna get Nyheim Hines. Jonathan Taylor didn't practice today.
Nyheim Hines.
I like that. I like that a lot. Actually, I'm a fan. You could get the Bears' number one receiver, Equanimous St. Brown.
Yeah, I mean,
for 1,300.
Maybe people just confuse him and Amon-Ra and are like, "How is he so low?" Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Bears' number one receiver right now is the turf.
Did you see what I sent? It's like the lowest number of completions by a team through 3 weeks in 15 years.
Mm-hmm. Actually, the number one and number two for the Bears are Justin Fields just running it himself, and then the turf.
And then the turf.
That man's got more scrambles than he's got actual throws on these pass attempts.
All right, how much do I have now? What does it say? I have 2169.
You want to know about penny stock? Cooper Rush, 1,100.
Well, we know Dak's coming back. Like,
Jerry Jones was saying that Cooper Rush might be the starter.
Cooper Rush is going to smoke that. Wait, do I have room for Cooper Rush? Fuck.
You're not actually considering buying Cooper Rush, are you?
No,
Cooper Rush just goes like Matt Flynn, 5 touchdowns.
He's gonna go crazy on the Commanders. I'm debating.
That is true. I do think he's gonna have a good week against the Commanders.
You know what? I'm gonna get Odell next week. I'm getting Cooper Rush.
I think that the Cowboys' offense is gonna go crazy. Like I agree.
I agree. Oh my God, Lewis is actually out here buying
Cooper Rush at 1,100.
Dude, the 1 week starting quarterback.
1,100. We're getting to 1,500, baby.
We're getting. It's gonna go up 400 points.
400 points when he lights up the Commanders.
It's insane.
I want to sell someone to Taylor Lunas. I really do. I want to get it.
I know. I had an easy one. Like, I know you just got Conklin. I had an easy Odell sitting there. I was like, I'll wait on Odell.
Problem is, I have 2K, and there's not a lot of players I like in that kind of range.
You could almost buy 2 Cooper Rushes.
I already bought Julio. I already have Logan Thomas.
Like what, 2,000? Who do I like around there?
Raheem Mostert's pretty cheap.
What about Juju? Do we like Juju, or is Juju a fraud?
I sold Juju.
You could try maybe KJ Osborne. Matt Ryan, if you think he's going to go up from 1,800.
I don't really know if he is.
Dude, I feel like Juju's like the guy had 89 yards last week, and he's going down.
I am doing the backup RB strat.
I'm worried about the one game that Sky Moore goes off and then Juju dips.
Getting Jalen Warren, boys.
Jalen Warren?
Yeah, he looked actually.
I was about to suggest Noah Fant or.
I can't do it. It's the same thing with DJ Moore.
Noah Mid.
Noah Mid.
That doesn't even work. All right, wait. Is this going to screw up your whole thing if I add in a row here?
It doesn't even work. Like putting Noah Fant in your tight end slot.
Jalen Warren. I don't know if I screwed up the whole thing by doing this, but I've added Jalen Warren.
No, you're chilling. I mean, just make sure that your value of players and bank and everyone goes.
Yeah, no, that's good. I just didn't know if I screwed up the view, the interface, or whatever.
All right, well, that's it for me.
Same here.
Same.
I want to buy Cooper Rush, but I'm not going to. I can see the highlights in my head. Cooper
I'm there.
Yeah, but what's going to happen when Dak's literally back the following week?
Jerry Jones told you, QB competition.
Yeah, he did say it. He did say it.
QB competition.
I get it. It's
taking the starting job. It's like Dak and Romo all over again.
Could you imagine it's like Tom Brady, but like Cooper Rush? Cooper Rush is not like this young rookie either. Isn't he like 30, 28, 29?
No, he's not like 30. Let me see.
I could find it right here. Cooper
Rush. Does it matter?
He's 28.
Yeah,
he's in his fucking prime.
He's in his prime. Yeah, his athletic prime.
Like the same age as Dak. It's not like Tom Brady coming in for this old aging Drew Bledsoe. It's Cooper Rush is replacing Dak, who only hurt his game.
Cooper Rush, bro.
Dude, he knows the system.
3-0 as a starter.
He was born under Jason Garrett. He was
You know what, you
made for
guys
this
are
Cowboys team.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush.
You know what? Fuck Tyler Conklin.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush.
Actually, I don't want to. I think Tyler Conklin is good.
I was just gonna say I don't hate that move. I don't hate if you're gonna move Tyler Conklin for Cooper Rush, that's fine with me.
I want them both. Can I take a loan?
No, there's no loans.
Take it from Drake.
No bank. Yeah.
No loans. Yeah, can I just delete a player from Jake? Can I like just yoink his Cam Akers real
Yoink
quick?
it.
All right, I'm done. I'm not buying Cooper Rush. I wish I did though. Yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like, subscribe button. Good luck in your fantasy matchups. Yeah, and good luck this week, gentlemen. Except for Lunas. Lunas, you don't need any fucking luck.
I don't.
Yeah, thank you so much.